for healing and watched the sickness stay. I have prayed for people to stay and still had to learn how to grieve. I have believed with everything in me and felt like faith didn't change nothing. Does he care when the miracle doesn't come? When the breakthrough delays? When hope starts feeling irresponsible? They say trust God's timing. But timing hurts when you are the one bleeding in the waiting. Trust God's timing, but timing hurts when you are the one bleeding in the waiting. Does Jesus care when all I could see is pain? Does he care when your past won't stop talking? When guilt keeps tapping your shoulders, reminding you of who you were before grace found your address? Because some of us, we didn't walk into church, we crawled. We didn't lift our hands, we lifted our wounds and still wonder if he sees us or if we are just another face in the crowd. But then I remember, Jesus wasn't allergic to tears. He stood at Lazarus' grave and wept even though he had resurrection in his hand. He cried not because he was powerless, but because love doesn't rush past pain, love stays. And sometimes, love doesn't always pull you out of pain. It stands with you so you don't burn by yourself. Are you in a point in your life now that you have begged God for healing and yet the sickness stayed? You have prayed for people to stay and you still had to mourn because they died. And now you are asking God, does Jesus really care? I'm here to tell you, he cares enough to be misunderstood. He cared enough to be mocked, enough to be abandoned by the very ones he loves. He cared enough to pray in a garden, sweating blood, asking for another way and still choosing the cross. He cared enough to carry our sins on a splitted wood, to stretch his arms wide as if to say, this is how far I will go for you. When you feel forgotten, when you feel overlooked, exhausted from being strong, he is not disappointed in you. And one day, just one day, every tear you cried in the secret will make sense in his presence. But then, rest here, breathe here, bleed here if you must, because, oh yes, Jesus cares, and he always has.